Travel Express's virtual presentation on Avalon Waterways and Globus family of brands, presented by Nancy Bowman. I am Cheryl Kruger, a travel advisor at Cary Travel Express. We are a full-service local travel agency in Cary, Illinois. Many of you have worked with us in the past and know the value of using a trusted travel advisor to assist you in planning your perfect vacation. A few items before we get started. You have been placed on mute for the presentation. At the end of the call, we will answer a few questions. Please enter them into the chat box. By attending this seminar, you will have an entry into our grand prize drawing for one of two prizes: a 7-night Greek island cruise for 2 people, courtesy of Celestial Cruises, or a trip to Cancun with 3-night stay at Dreams Vista, which is an all-inclusive resort for 2 people with vacation flights from Apple Vacations. We will be drawing the winners in the office next week at the conclusion of the travel show week. Cary Travel Express is offering many travel specials this week that are only available through our travel agency. We can match or even beat internet pricing. We invite you to connect with a travel advisor via email, phone, in-office appointment, or Zoom call. Now is the best time to use a travel advisor. I would like to introduce Nancy Bowman with Avalon Waterways and Globus family of brands. Nancy?
Well, thank you, Cheryl. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm kind of sad that we're not in person. I was, driving around on Sunday and thinking, oh, I'd be at Cary's show right now. But I guess right now this is what we need to do, and it's very exciting because people are really ready to travel. And I know you and I are ready to travel. As soon as those doors open, we're going to be on the next plane out of here. But today, I really want to get everyone excited about Avalon Waterways. And our whole theme this year is Room to Dream. And that theme carries through for so many reasons. Not only about we just want to dream about our next vacation, but our rooms and our cabins on our ships. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about Avalon and what we have to offer, and then, of course, some of my favorite itineraries. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that we are part of the Globus family of brands. We've been around 92 years. And I think now more than ever, that is so important to know. We've been through a lot. We've been through a world war. We've been through the Spanish flu. We've been through 9/11. So we are a very financially solvent company. We've been through a lot, and we will continue to be here for another 100 years. Now, as Cheryl said, we are part of the Globus family of brands. We do have many products out there. And I bring this up only because the ladies at Cary Travel Express are really the experts. They know our programs. They've been through all of our trainings. And so whatever it is that you are looking for your vacation package, they can assist you. They can answer your questions. And of course, they have my home phone number. So we can all make sure that you are going to take a trip of a lifetime. So let's talk about Avalon. And it's all about waking up to a new world. We have over 80 cruises, 10 rivers, in 20 countries. And somebody asked me the other day, what was my first impression when I took my first riverboat cruise? And I will tell you, I started with the big ships. So I was working for a company that had over 6,000 passengers on a ship. And then I went to these little guys, anywhere from 168 to 198 passengers. And I said, I'm going to sell it, but I'm not going to like it. And I will tell you, I love them. They are just so peaceful and quiet. And look at this gentleman sitting in his cabin with his feet hanging over the side of, his cabin. And look at how close that land is. And it's just so peaceful and so wonderful to go cruising down the rivers. Now, I always like to show this picture because this picture says 1,000 words. A lot of people say, well, I want a balcony. I want to have that opportunity. Well, every ship that goes through Europe can only be 33 feet wide. I don't care if you are us or a competitor, a barge, because look at all these locks that we go through, and you'll go through several a day. You could only be 33 feet wide or you're going to get stuck. So what we have chosen to do, and if you look at the picture on the right-hand side, 80% of our cabins are this particular cabin, a 200 square foot cabin. And you see that white space? That is where your balcony would be if you had a balcony. And look at how much space we're taking away from your cabin. Remember, we're all the same. We can only be 33 feet wide. So what we've chosen to do is taken away your balcony, made that entire wall one whole window, a window of 11 feet wide, 7 feet opening. And it's just absolutely gorgeous to be able to open that and feel all that fresh air coming in. So here it is. You can lay in your bed. Our beds face the window. You can look out, look at how close that land is, look at all that fresh air. And we never talked about air so much, the air quality before the whole COVID thing hit. But we do want you to know that on the riverboats, our air is circulated only in our own cabins. So you have all that freshness, and plus you have all that open air that you can have come into your cabin. So it's very safe and very nice to have. Here's a picture from the outside looking in. So we have two twin beds that convert into a king size bed. We have a little sitting area, a couch, we have a refrigerator, a safe, beautiful space, nice long desk for you, free Wi Fi in your cabin. Of course, they have a television. And then we have a screen, we have a blackout curtain. So, whatever your preferences, you can make your cabin your very own. And look at these beautiful bathrooms, all Italian marble. We use L'Occitane products. The showers are nice and big, so you don't have those shower doors or the curtains touching you from the backside. But really, and that we want you to know that our bathrooms are luxurious and that it is there for you to enjoy and to have a peaceful vacation. Now let's look at some of the public areas. So this is part of the main lounge, and look at all those beautiful windows. You can look out, enjoy that scenery as we're traveling by. All of the chairs are mobile, so you can move the chairs to wherever you want. For the rest of 2021 and probably all of 2022, we're not going to be filling our ships to 100% capacity. We know that there's some concern about being a little bit socially distanced and not being, crowded. Now, our ships are never crowded, but we want to make sure that you feel very comfortable. And here's a great spot because you can sit and move your chairs around and really be comfortable for the shows or any presentations. And of course, here's our favorite spot, the nighttime, cocktail area. This, of course, is the bar. We do have a happy hour before dinner, and those are 2 for 1 drinks. And then to the left of this is kind of all your business area where your cruise director will be. The ladies or gentlemen at the front desk, and you can take care of any business needs. Now, this is the front of our lounge. This is called the Panorama Suite or Panorama Lounge, excuse me. And this is a nice area that you can gather. You can play cards, you can have a drink before dinner. We do serve all of our meals in here as well. So we have several places that will be serving meals so you can feel comfortable wherever you are, wherever you sit. And it's just a nice opportunity to self distance each other if you would like to do that. Now, here is our main dining room. So this is half of it, and then the other half is, of course, to my right. But look at, you can watch the beautiful water as you're traveling by, and you can see everything that's, sailing out there. You can see the land, see the castles or the vineyards if you as you float by. The nice thing about the dining room is it's still very casual. So you can come in whatever you feel comfortable in. The only thing that we ask is at dinner, perhaps wear long pants, but you don't need to wear a suit or a tuxedo. And for lunch and breakfast, we ask that you don't come in your swimming suit. But other than that, it's very casual but very elegant. We don't assign tables, we don't assign table mates, and we don't assign waiters. So every meal you can sit wherever you'd like. If you want a table for two, if you want a table for 10, and anything in between, we can accommodate you. And here is the front of the lounge area. I love this spot because nobody really thinks about going out here. It's at the front of the ship, so you can see everything that's coming ahead of you. You can see the fun as we go under the bridges, and you can have a nice drink out here, read a book. It has a covering, so if it is inclement weather or if it's a little sunny and you don't want that sun, you can sit in this area. Now, we also have an adventure host on board, and he or she is really there to help you keep up with any activities that you like to do at home. So, if you like to do stretching or maybe a small walk or a little run or whatever it is that you like to do in your exercise regime, they are there to set that up for you. They will have some yoga classes, but they're not all assigned. They kind of get a pulse of what's going on, what people are looking for, and they will put that together for you. Now, the nice thing about the whole Globus family of brands and with Avalon is we really are about to-dos and not about standing in queues. We have a long relationship with all of these places that we go to, 92 years. And so we have worked it out with them that we take our guests into side doors, into back doors. We don't want to wait in any lines. And this gives you more time. So you can go in, you can see the place that you're there to see, and you can then go shopping, grab a nice cup of coffee, or just really enjoy that city. Now, with all of our products and with Avalon, you can add on. If you're going to take a 7-day cruise and you're going to be over there, perhaps you want to add on some land package, anywhere from a couple of nights all the way up to our fully extended packages with Globus or Cosmos. And this is nice. We also have 4-day cruises with Avalon. And you think, well, I would never do a 4-day cruise. Well, perhaps your bucket list includes a land stay and you want to go somewhere for a week or 2 weeks. Then you can add on a shorter cruise. And again, the ladies at Carry Travel Express can assist you with that. Now, let's talk about dining. My favorite time. It's dining right now. I think we're late for dinner. But anyways, I have to go get our cup of wine. We have many places for you to dine, and we've added some more because of the whole COVID crisis. We want to make sure that people feel comfortable with where they're eating, with whom they're eating, and how we serve our food. So in the upper left, you can always have breakfast delivered to your cabin. And for a small fee, you can have your lunch and dinner delivered there as well. Now look at this. You can sit and overlook the water and just really have a peaceful time. In the upper right, we have our top deck where we have lunch, we have small breakfasts up there, and we'll also have dinner as well when the weather is cooperating with us. Now, in the past, we might have had buffets. We're not going to actually have buffets anymore. We're actually going to have our waiters serve you. So it may look like a buffet, but somebody will be serving all your meals to you. And then in the bottom left is what we talked about before, the panorama lounge. And I love this because at dinner time, we have the same food as we have in the dining room, but it's in smaller portions. So this is a great way for people that perhaps don't want to take as long for dinner, perhaps want to grab a few bites and then go off into town if we're staying overnight, or just want a smaller meal so they can go there. In the middle, of course, we have our main dining room. And on the right, this is awesome. You can actually take a picnic basket and you can go into town. We have bikes on board for you to use at no cost. And we now have some cheater bikes. We have those electric bikes. And so they are no charge for you. You can grab your bike, grab your box lunch, and you can actually go into town and just enjoy the time. Now, I know everybody's going to love this because we have complimentary beer, wine, and sparkling wine. So for lunch and dinner, you can have free beer and wine. And then for breakfast, we have sparkling wine for you. And of course, we do have free soda for all 3 meals as well. And what's nice is for the wine, we do have at least 3 different kinds. So we'll always have a red and a white. And we like to bring in the wines from the region so you can taste different things and perhaps purchase those along your trip. And we always talk about the adventures. Now, these are some great enthusiasts that love to go biking on their tours. But we have 3 different kinds of tours that you can go. Now, every day you're going to be offered a free tour of your choice. And we'll have many of them to choose from. And we have 3 different types. So these people are on what we call our active tours. So they are more of the hiking, the biking, perhaps a canoe ride or a kayak ride down the river. And then we have our classic tours, which are really all about the things that you must see, perhaps a city tour, perhaps the cathedral in the city. So those are a little bit more classic. And in that, we always have our regular tour and we have our gentle walkers. So if you are someone that perhaps doesn't like to do a lot of walking or has a little problem walking, we will make sure that you still get to see the same things. We might take you on a shorter walk. We might take you in a car, whatever it is that you need. We want to make sure that you enjoy it. And then we have our discovery tours. And those are my favorite because they are all about immersing yourself in that city. So we'll have great cooking classes and painting classes and musicians classes. So all kinds of things to really make you feel like you are a part of that city. Now, I always laugh at this because these are our Go apps. And I know you're thinking the last thing that I need right now is another app on my phone. But this has so much information. And the first great part of it is that it does not take any data off of your phone and it does not cost you anything. It's all used by GPS. Now we're trying to be a little friendly to our environment, so we're trying to print less. We're trying to, not have as much paper out there. But everything that is on here, we could certainly provide you with in paper should you need that. But the Go app is easy. It goes on your phone. It will start with your airline schedule. When you land at one spot, it's going to tell you where your gate is for the next flight if you have a second flight. When you get there, it gives you your day by day itinerary. It gives you all that information. It gives you a money converter. So you can easily put in, well, how much is this in US dollars? It will also give you maps. So if you like to go shopping for linen, you can put in there, I'd like to shop for linen. It will tell you where the best linen stores are. It'll give you maps to restaurants. And what's really nice, it gives you maps for bike riding. So at some points, we might stop along the river and then we're going to go 10 miles down. Well, you may want to take a bike and meet us in 10 miles. It'll give you a map of how to get there. So it's a really nice opportunity to get as much information right at your fingertips and you don't have all that paper, bogging you down. Now let's talk about some of my favorite places. And I know that the ladies at Carry Travel Express, some of these are on their list as well, and some have been there. This is the romantic Rhine, Amsterdam to Basel. Now look at this picture. Those flowers are absolutely gorgeous, and this is just how it looks. This is such a wonderful tour. It'll start in mid-April and go all the way through the summer. I do know that next year, the actual Tulip Festival, they are not starting until a little bit later, only because there's some construction going on in the canal. But nevertheless, think about doing some of these tours. They have a wonderful Keukenhof Gardens, which you say, I don't want to look at gardens. I don't want to look at tulips, but it is a marvel to see how they grow millions and millions of tulips. And Amsterdam itself is just a gem. So one of our parts is we're going to be touring down this river. You'll be on a nice little canal boat and you'll be able to see all the houses on here and absolutely gorgeous. Now, you can't see fully, but if you look at all those houses on the left, those are actually people's houses. And they're tall and they're very skinny. And so in Amsterdam, you pay taxes on your house on how much facade you have. So how much is facing the river. So people want the skinnier the better. And I think that's why they're so skinny because they do ride their bikes all over and they have to walk up and down these stairs. So you'll see that and you'll just marvel at how beautiful this city is. And here is a map of that particular tour. So this is either Amsterdam to Basel. And then, of course, all of our tours go in reverse. And you can see all these wonderful little tiny cities that we see along the way. And I think that's what is so much fun about these river cruises is you're going to see, a couple of big cities, but you're going to see all these tiny little ones and you're going to be able to go into people's homes for wine tasting and to see everything that they do. So it's just a wonderful experience if you have not been on a riverboat cruise. Now, always included, we talked about the complimentary sparkling wine and beer for lunch and dinner. Onboard meals, of course, we're going to have all kinds of meals. We have, sugar-free and gluten-free and any free and wonderful vegetarian meals. So anything that you need, we can provide that for you. We're going to have at least a tour a day for you to choose with headsets that will help you experience, everything that there is to experience on that tour. We'll have bikes for you. We'll bring on local entertainment. And of course, we do have complimentary Wi-Fi throughout the ship. Now, here's another one for all of you history buffs. This is a really wonderful tour. It's the Paris to Normandy's landing beaches. So it's going to be 8 days. And let me show you the itinerary. It's a little tiny in here, but you're going to start or end in Paris. Either way, it's a great tour. And then you're going to go up, you're going to see these wonderful cities in France. You're going to have some fabulous food in some of these towns. But then you're going to really have kind of a solemn time when we go and see the Normandy beaches. And we do some really, I can't say fun, we do some really neat things on these tours that will really touch your heart, will make you remember, and really just enjoy the time of the history that we had there while you learn all about that. Now, I know I told you that Amsterdam was my favorite, but the Christmas markets are probably my ultimate favorite. I have done these. Now, I did mine on land. So we do have some land tours that go to the Christmas markets in Sweden. And this is just how they look. It is so fun and so beautiful. All these cities have these wonderful huts and they're set up, and every hut is different. And there's so many homemade things, and there's beautiful jewelry and soaps, and as you can see, there are little stuffed animals here, but sweaters and all kinds of gorgeous items. So you definitely want to take an extra suitcase. Now, of course, these tours are only in December. And it is going to be a little cool. You can see all these people do have, warmer jackets on, but you can always come back to the ship. You can warm up if you're cool. But just imagine like going into these little towns and seeing all these markets and the beautiful snow falling down on top of you. It is such an experience, and it is probably my favorite tour of all time. Now, I just pulled up a couple of them so that you can see. We have a festival season in the heart of Germany, which you're going Nuremberg to Frankfurt or in reverse. And so you'll see all the German festivals. And then we have a Christmas time on the Danube. So either one is going to be a wonderful time. These are our two, main tours, but we do have a couple of others. But really, at some point, take some time to do it because you will just be amazed at just how lovely the experience is. And then last but not least, I had the opportunity of doing the Mekong River in Asia. So this is a wonderful tour. You could do Ho Chi Minh City to Cambodia or in reverse. Now, this ship is only 56 passengers, and you're going to be traveling down the Mekong. And you're going to feel kind of weird because you're in this beautiful, gorgeous 5+ star ship. And then you go into these tiny little communities. But the people are so gracious. And I think that's the memory that I'll take away from this is how gracious these people that have nothing, but they welcome you into their living room, which usually has a cow in it because that's how they get their milk, and it's dirt floor, and that's how they sleep. But they want you to come in and they want to see you. And they're very proud of what they have. Their biggest thing is that they do not want their children begging for money. And if they beg, they tell us, please do not give these children any money. We need to teach them that exceeding is all about education and not all about begging. But you're gonna be on every kind of, transportation mode you can possibly imagine. I think my favorite experience was on the oxen cart, and it was just so fun to be pulled around by an ox in this beautiful little cart. And you'll see the lovely temples over there and the lovely ladies in their dance, and of course the monks, and they will bless you, and they will just be so kind and so gracious to us. So if you really want to really see some world and really be educated in some of our Asian markets, please think about doing a cruise on the Mekong. Now, we do have theme cruises all over as well. So if you are looking to do something, what we do with these is we actually have some additional tours on board the ship that will be in this area. So photography, we'll have a professional teaching you how to do things and taking you off and showing you how to photograph places, and wine and beer tasting. And we even have a Diana Gabaldon who comes on, and she has written the Outlander series, and she will be with you the entire week. And a Jewish heritage cruise, which is wonderful to see all the history and everything over in Europe. In 2022, we will be going back to Oberammergau. So, of course, this is the Passion Play of Christ. It was supposed to happen in 2020, but we kind of all know what happened there. So, we've moved it to 2022, and that definitely is a once in a lifetime experience. So, again, talk to everyone at Carry Travel, and they will be able to assist you with that. And I just pull up all of our brochures just so you know, we do go all over the world. We have a lot of itineraries out there. We have some religious itineraries as well. So if you are interested, they have these at Carry Travel. They also have them in a link. So if you don't want the hardcover, but you can go through a link, they can send that to you. And peace of mind. This is our last but not least, but I really want you to know that we want you to book your tour, but we want you to have that peace of mind that if you do book anything before your final payment, if you get a little nervous or things still look a little iffy in our country, we can definitely move your booking to another date, another year, another product, or another tour. So you were not going to lose out on that money. You can move that. And of course, Carry Travel has all of that information for you. So please don't be nervous about putting your money down and thinking that that's the last time you're going to see it. We will take care of you, and we are known for doing the right thing. We do have our show promo. So if you book anything over the next 2 weeks, we'll, in addition to all the promotions that we have $100 off per person. We also are promoting right now, we have a $2.99 air special going on out of Chicago. So please, if you're looking to go, please contact the people at Carry Travel, because these are great promotions. And of course, they don't last all year. And we want to make sure that you get the best deal possible. And ladies, that's all that I have to say. Are there any questions out there?
Thank you so much, Nancy. What an inspiring presentation to get out there and continue to see the world with Globus family of brands and the Avalon Waterways that you highlighted. Thank you so much.
You're
so
welcome.
Now I'd like to ask if any of our viewers, attendees, have any questions. You could enter them into the chat box. We have a question here. Nancy, could you give us just a brief highlight about any trips you have in the U.S. right now?
Sure. Obviously, we don't have riverboat cruises in the North America, but in just the United States, we have many tours. We have tours all over the national parks, where we have many tours that go to the national parks. We have all kinds of tours that cover the East Coast. So there's many. They all start mid-April and go through probably mid-October. But if you're looking for some fall foliage, we have some great tours on the East Coast. We do trips up into New York, into Washington, D.C., and I really love to talk about those, doing those on a tour, because those are hard areas to drive. You know, if you're driving, you're not seeing anything. You're just focusing on the road in front of you. So I highly encourage you to take a tour there. We also have many tours that go up the Pacific coast. So if you are looking to go from California up that coast, what a beautiful drive. And you don't want to drive it. You want to be able to sit back and look out. We have tours up into Seattle. We have a beer cruise, a microbrewery cruise. And we always kind of forget about Hawaii. We have many Hawaii tours. So we have a 3-island, a 4-island. And then we also have one that includes a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise. So you can do some land, and then you can grab a cruise on with that. And of course, we have to tell you, we have Alaska as well. So we partner with Holland America for Alaska cruises, but we also have a land only in Alaska. So if you've never done Alaska on just the land, it's a totally different experience. So really think about doing that. And then if you're looking to go up into Canada, we have many tours, and some of my favorite are up there. And if you get into the Canadian Rockies, and we work with Rocky Mountaineer and taking a train across Canada. So many different opportunities.
Great. And of course, Carry Travel Express, any one of the travel advisors here can help you with those itineraries. Another question, and you might have mentioned this, but what is included on the river cruises? Are they considered all inclusive?
So they are not considered all inclusive, because that would be that you would be able to have free alcohol 24 hours a day. We as a company have chosen that, you know, you're still going to pay for that. So we don't want to price that out. We don't want to price that in. And the people that don't drink that much, you know, would have to pay for something that they don't use. So we feel that we give you the free beer, wine, and soda for lunch and dinner. We give you the free sparkling wine and soda for breakfast. And we have happy hour that's a 2-for-1 before dinner. And we find that that's a good compromise, where you're not paying for 24 hours a day, but you're still getting plenty, you know, of nice beer and nice wine to taste, you know, throughout your cruise.
Okay. And then as I remember, there is one included tour at each
Yes.
port,
So every
correct?
day we have at least one tour. So you will get a list before you go of all the tours that are available in the 3 different categories that we talked about. And you can choose that. And you can do that before you go, or you can do that when you get on the ship. And if you choose one before you go and then you say, oh my gosh, I want to do something different, you can change that when you get on the ship.
Okay. And then as far as tips and gratuities, how does that work?
So if you are going with a group with Carry Travel, that is included. If you are going on your own, you would pay that at the end of your cruise, or you can prepay that. To give you an idea, it's about $130 for the week per person. So that's about how it equals out. Now with Avalon, if you get off the ship and you take one of our tours, like a motor coach tour, or a tour guide will help you do a walking tour, we have already prepaid those. So you do not need to pay those at all.
Okay. Another question is, are there any countries off limits right now?
Every country.
Yeah,
I
that's kind of a
that's a hard
changing,
question to answer, as Kathy knows, we're all on a day by day basis. Right now we are not sailing. We are looking to hopefully sail the middle of April. And,
Mhm.
unfortunately right now we do have to just take it day by day, because not only do we have our own CDC that we're watching everything, but we have every country. So it's not just a blanket across the world of everybody's going to have the same policy. So of course we do have to watch that every day. And this more than ever is the time to book with Carry Travel. They are always up to date. They have the firsthand information on everything that is happening. And so you want to make sure that you know what's happening. If you are booked on something, that they can keep you updated as we are updated.
Yes, good point. Well, if there are any other questions, if you want to get those in, otherwise I just want to remind everyone that we do have the unique promo offer right now with the Globus family of brands that is only available by booking with Carry Travel Express. That's good through January 28th. So if we can get you any more information on an itinerary, whether it's a land itinerary or a river cruise, please feel free to give us a call, 847-639-3300, or you can email Neely. She will get a travel advisor to assist you. That's Neely, Neelie at carrytravelexpress.com. And again, Nancy, thank you so much for your
You are
time
so
and the
welcome.
presentation.
I look forward to seeing you guys in person soon.
Yes, definitely. Good night, everyone.
Good night.